Sleep time's over. Kevin the Catalyst, DJ Zach Morris, Season 6, Episode 10.
Bruh, this is not episode. This is the Star Wars show.
Episode 9.
Nothing. Because this is the Star Wars review show. No episode, New Hope.
Episode 69 already.
Yes.
That's it. I give up already.
That's good.
We're skipping so many episodes. We're going straight to episode 69. Episode 69 is the Star Wars episode. How you like that?
How about that? There you go. Salute to DJ Lagerwoods. That's what it's all about.
He's not even here, bro, and he's on the podcast.
You know, everybody all upset, and everybody all pissed off, sad, happy. It all comes down to DJ Lagerwoods, okay?
Yeah.
It all comes to up the butt. So that's how we intro this. Great.
The crazy part is you're saying that, and majority of people that listen to our show probably have no idea when you say up the butt means.
Which makes it more interesting, doesn't it,
Huh?
huh?
Going to Google, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Who's this DJ Lagerwoods? What is this all about? And then when they find out, oh, how delightful.
Then they're like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, never mind.
Anyway,
69. Never mind.
This is the first annual Star Wars Super Review, bruh.
I guess we could call it that. It's just a review of the past. It was a week ago, basically about 5 days ago, that The Last Jedi came out.
Did you try to get Jedi to come to the show?
I try, but he works all over the place. I don't know what he does.
Nah, he's too busy
Good.
being.
I know his review already. He said 40,000 mics. He said.
I
said, how many mics, Jedi? 40,000 mics.
He said 40,000 mics.
Like, wow, that's interesting. He chose 40,000, but it was good.
I think if they release like a 2-second trailer, you'll love it. 50
You'll
mics,
watch it.
bruh.
Yeah.
And you'll watch it a million times.
Yeah.
It was 2 seconds times, what is that? 30 minutes and be 1 hour.
It's public school now.
I don't know, that's not terrible. Anyway,
so this is a separate thing.
Yes.
We've never done a separate thing from the episodic shows that you have created.
Because the geeks has arrived, the nerds are in the house.
Pretty much, yes. So we're gonna, appease everybody and give our little take on this whole Star Wars thing.
So who we got?
There we go. So we have the Small Into the Stars is here.
Right, yeah, there you go,
bro. The Stars is here.
You gotta move
Sky
in.
is here, yeah.
I'm gonna give up the mic. This first time as MC, I'm gonna give the mic up.
Oh, right. This is gonna
But I'll be happy to give it to the real estate agent to the stars.
That's right.
Grant Capone Panomo.
That's right. Who threw a Star Wars event himself.
Yes.
So here we go. So this is what is gonna happen. Here he comes into the.
We're warning everybody about spoilers.
I gotta move in.
We're warning everybody about spoilers.
Plenty spoilers. This whole show is a
Zach,
spoiler.
I'll be the producer, bro. Where I wanna be, bro.
Where do you want me to sit?
There you go.
Okay, sit by me. Sit by me. Okay, we all good. Everything's good. So, spoilers galore in this one. So if anybody never see this show, never see this movie, turn them off. Get out of here already. Okay. So let's just go with it. Now, a lot of controversies come out of this. Great reviews, weird reviews. Everybody pissed off. Everybody's sad. We all seen this already. We've seen this multiple times already, right?
Yep.
Grant, how many times have you seen it?
Twice.
Twice, yeah, I was twice.
Once more this weekend,
We're
hopefully.
gonna try to get another one in. You saw just last night, your second time.
Second time last night.
I went
so
Thursday night with the kids, bro. Who let them, bro?
you gotta see him one more time, bruh.
I can see them.
Okay.
Call me in, bro.
When you go? When you like go?
I went Thursday night with the Kikis, bro. I don't know
Thursday
yet.
night. Oh, okay. I might be sleeping. So let's just go with it. Let's break down this movie from beginning to end here. Now this was, first of all, some stats. Second highest grossing movie of all time.
Of all time. Yep.
Behind Force Awakens. Also, cinema score rated was A.
Was I think second or third most critically acclaimed Star Wars film.
Okay.
And then, but then, the controversy is second lowest audience score on Rotten Tomatoes after Attack of the Clones.
Right. Well, let's address that real quickly. Now, the Rotten Tomatoes score that came out a couple days ago that was said that it was rigged, because what you can do on Rotten Tomatoes is you can review multiple times, and you can just keep putting bad rating, or you could get a bot to do it or something, and that is pretty much why it's so drastically. Which I think we all could say that we were pretty much thrown off by that wacky 93% and 56%. Something not right.
And I think the general public is thrown off.
Yeah.
The general public is looking at it and
scrutinize
the movie even more, because they're like, it seems like a lot of people hate it, but it's only a select few that keep going online and keep setting up different accounts on Rotten Tomatoes, and like you said, a bot is another thing too. Just keep putting in a negative score over and over and over again.
It's very strange, very strange. So let's just break down from the beginning to end here. The first block of the
Are we gonna give our mic reviews?
Should we do that in the beginning?
We're gonna do that at the end.
Let's go at the beginning. So let's just go with it. Okay, so Grant, how many mics? What's your take?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say I was Supreme Leader stoked about this movie. First off,
Well said.
I give it 4.375 points.
Huh.
I like these interest rate numbers here.
Well, I'm not surprised, bro. That's good.
You know, it wasn't a perfect film. There were a few things here and there that I had qualms with, but I like the direction that this is heading.
Yeah.
It matched exactly what Kylo Ren says, right? Which is let the past die.
Yes.
And I think it was very effective at subverting everyone's expectations.
Right.
And I had fun. I mean, I think that's at the end of the day.
That's the end of the day.
Star Wars is not Citizen Kane, right? I mean, it's
Correct.
It's a fun space opera,
Right.
with space wizards, essentially. And if you can't have fun with that and kind of let yourself enjoy the ride, then what's the point?
Exactly. You're exactly right. People are taking it seriously.
4.375.
I like that. That's good. That's a good interest rate. That'd be an okay interest rate.
Yeah, that'd be
these
okay.
days. It's not the great, threes you want to get. Yes, so Sky, what's the review here? What's the rating?
So I'm not gonna, it's my second time around seeing it. 3.5, and people can kind of saying I've been defending this movie online, and people saying that score is kind of low. But you have to realize I really did not enjoy Force Awakens, and I felt that it was really almost too much fan service on J.J. Abrams' part. And I think that this movie is a really refreshing step in the right direction for me as a Star Wars fan, of something interesting, and to get out of this kind of used, tired George Lucas narrative template. So I'm going 3.5 mics, but I'm really hoping for a future of even better Star Wars film. So that's what I'm going with.
But foundation.
Yeah.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah, because we're gonna go into it, but I really look at The Last Jedi as 3 separate films
Yeah.
rolled into one.
Yeah.
And just like a sandwich, it's layered. There always might be one part of the sandwich I could do without that.
Right,
I'm
right.
gonna do without the sprouts.
Well, let's address
And
this
I think
then.
we know what the sprouts was in this.
We'll
movie.
get to the sprouts, but let's address that because a lot of people are thrown off by the trilogy, the word trilogy. That we need to have a New Hope, Empire, Jedi. We need to have that climactic third movie. This movie was the Return of the Jedi movie. This summed up Force Awakens. This ended all the plot lines to Force Awakens. Snoke is dead. Moving on, the rebellion is now built. So that is your trilogy, your biology.
Yeah, it's clearing the path.
It's clear. So the third one is going to be something that's going to set up the future,
Right.
and doesn't necessarily. There'll be some remnants of the first two, but it has nothing to do with the first two entirely. Like the bad guy is dead, the Emperor guy Snoke is dead already, where you would think of stereotypically him dying in the last one in Episode 9. So it's a totally different take. We really don't know what's going to happen with this Episode 9. I mean, clearly it's going to take place. It has to take place years from now. They got to build up the rebellion. There's only 20 guys, so they're gonna need some guy. And plus, the people, if we went to the when they sent the distress signal out, we talked about this, nobody responded. I think people are just over it. The galaxy is over it. They're tired of Princess Leia. They're tired of them running from the First Order of this Empire. They just didn't want to be bothered with it. So it's going to take time for them to build up that positive vibe again. It's going to have to be the kids.
Right.
So, what's your take on? Well, let's throw this question out here. Mark Hamill. I'm just going to say Mark Hamill.
Best performance of his career.
Finest performance, definitely, hands down. The nuances in his expressions, his tones, I loved it. I think I wasn't going into it. You don't know what to expect, right? You don't know how they're going to play off of it. And the trailers did an awesome job at kind of leading you down one path and then switching it around on you. But yeah, definitely all the subtleties of his performance were top notch.
It was by far his best.
Yeah.
Right, and there's complaints I'm hearing online about people saying that this is not true to the Luke legacy. What we did was, and Luke wouldn't throw a lightsaber over his shoulder and all of these different things, but Luke became Yoda. He became this kind of jaded guy, wanted to be alone, get away, and I thought it was totally in character. In my opinion, it was totally in character of what he went through, the trauma this guy went through, and I thought all the nuance he brought to it, his performance just spot on, just brought everything I wanted.
Yeah, people don't realize he trained Han Solo and Princess Leia's son, and he failed. He's going to be a little bummed about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So of course he's going to be bitter, and he's going to be pissed off, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to be this guy that's just going to not. He wants to go. He went to the island to die, and that's it. And when he throws it, that was one of the greatest scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Because it swerved us all. None of us saw that coming. You see at the end of First Awakens, she does that. He grabs it, okay, and then all is well in the world. But no, he's over it.
People always forget when Luke shows up in Dagobah and meets Yoda. Yoda's kind of a prick.
Yeah.
Yoda don't want nothing to do with him. Yoda's done. And people forget this, and everyone's like criticizing the portrayal, and I thought it was spot on. He became Yoda. He evolved into that character, into something that Yoda archetype, which was great.
That was great. And, well, let's go right into the Yoda scene. So, what was everyone's thoughts on the Yoda just coming out of nowhere, blowing him up?
Back as a puppet.
Yeah.
Puppet Yoda.
It's
Amazing.
exactly what I was gonna say.
Yes.
That was
Frank
nice
Oz.
to see.
Yeah.
Nice
And back to
see.
a more whimsical Yoda, not the militant Yoda that we get in Clone Wars, the animated series, and the prequels.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spinning around.
Boring
running
Yoda.
around. Yeah.
Goofy, kicking his
Yeah.
feet in glee, like all
Hitting
of
him
that
in the
stuff.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Frank Oz back. Yes. He controlled the puppet, right? Frank Oz along with the voice. Is that how it works with Frank Oz?
Actually, don't know.
Quite sure. I think it's the Henson guys that control the puppet, maybe, and then Oz
Okay.
does the voice. I think.
Because with the Muppet experience he's got, but it was clearly Empire Strikes Back Yoda. Clearly, even looked like Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised they even maybe stock footage of Empire Strikes Back and put him in there. So it was a great moment, and it was a great moment of him with the text and how he was talking to Luke about it's you didn't read them.
Yeah.
Page turners they are.
Yeah.
It was just great. It was just fantastic.
Real quickly, the beginning of the film. So let's start from the beginning too.
Yes.
So Ryan Johnson went and had the whole cast that was in the entire opening battle scene watch movies like Tora, watch World War II films, battleship films. He wanted to create an ultimate space battle, and I think he achieved it. I think the opening battle sequence with the bombers
Oh,
that
yeah,
was incredible.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
incredible.
We gotta
And
talk about
it is
that.
it's one of the best sequences in any Star Wars movie. I would argue.
Yeah.
You know? And we actually got to see a Star War
Exactly. Exactly.
strategy. Chess pieces moving, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Tension building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with real consequences.
Yeah, real
right?
consequences.
Like when people die. Like,
We actually see the faces of people die, not just the blow up from the back, and you see the fighter, but you see that the one girl.
Paige.
That's it. Yeah.
Paige Tico, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Nice.
Correct. Good call now.
His cousin of
The Asian.
Tampico.
Yeah. You're good.
That's a little local.
Anybody got that?
local joke.
Deep cuts. Some deep
7-11
cuts.
for the win. Okay, but that opening, the thing, okay, that I want to just see what you guys think of this is like with any of those past Star Wars battles in the air, you don't really see the intricacies of a ship blowing up or any type of real damage to a ship. The only time I've told you this were in Return of the Jedi when you see a shot of Akbar and in the background you see a Star Destroyer just totally just destroy and blow up. You don't really see that kind of stuff. With this one, you see real intricate destruction going on, so it just makes it even more just emotional and more. When a blaster hits a ship, it's gonna get damaged, and it's gonna blow up. And we never really saw a lot of that, and it was well put together.
This
By the
was
way-
a World War II. It was a World War II scene in space. It was great.
Yeah.
Resistance bomber design could have used a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Let's line up these bombs along the longest part of our ship
Yeah.
where it's susceptible to fire. But
Right.
I love that execution part of it. Yeah.
The execution was good. Yes. Go figure with that. They weren't the fastest of ships, too.
Nope.
They took a while.
Yep.
They were walking over there. So yeah, not the best design. Well, we can, of course, agree that Star Wars, from a design aspect, is not the greatest.
And then we'll go from that scene right into almost immediately now the Finn and Rose, right?
Yes.
Finn wakes up.
Yes.
He needs to find Rey. He's still not completely on the rebel team.
Right.
He's just main concern is Rey.
How many of you guys thought when Finn was walking around there like half naked that Poe's gonna be like, how you doing? Anybody thought?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of rumors about
Was
that.
the gay thing gonna come back?
They try to build up that bromance in Force Awakens, and it never
did.
Yeah, they never did anything. I still really feel they don't know what to do with Finn. I think he's the most underdeveloped character in the series. I still don't get how a stormtrooper / janitor is the greatest warrior in the Empire. He was the most slept on warrior in the Empire, picking up lightsabers, picking up all kinds of weaponry, knows how to use it.
Yeah.
Right? He's the most underdeveloped character.
Maybe he's the only black stormtrooper.
He's got
There's a little bit of
skills,
that.
natural
Maybe.
skills.
Natural skills.
Maybe.
Just like a baller. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, well, that needs to be explained somehow. We need to know something about his backstory. Why he's such a great fighter, but didn't want to be a stormtrooper. Why?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Something. You know?
I don't get it, and we can all agree that the Rose, Finn, Canto Bite storyline with DJ, played by Benicio del Toro, who is the most random casting in any Star Wars film, which I think is a mistake.
That was the minus
casting-wise.
of the movie.
That was a 20, 30-minute chunk out of the movie we could have taken out or shortened to lengthen the Luke, Rey, Kylo, which was really the meat and the heart of the story that we wanted more.
It was almost a fan service to have a cantina feel, right? To the movie. Like,
The Creature Cantina, now the Creature Casino.
Yeah, right.
And it almost felt like almost too CGI'd again, where it was almost like, oh man, this is almost going back to the prequel.
It was a prequel-looking moment.
Right, where you got the leprechaun-looking CGI coin, goblin-looking thing,
The
and
llamas running around.
space llamas running around. I was like,
Yeah.
I understand that they needed to get the point across about money and capitalism and people who are benefiting from the actual Star War,
which was brilliant, but it just was executed poorly.
And too long and drawn out, and a really kind of a wasted mission. Besides the moral point at the end.
They spent too much time on this mission.
Right.
I can understand how we show that they don't always get them all the time. It's a fail. That it's not a successful mission because they never found the guy. They found a guy, but they didn't find the guy.
And they didn't get to take out the tracker. Like I love that actually. That was part of the best part about it. Because Star Wars always has that resolution, and this one didn't.
It wasn't. Yeah. So that perfectly makes sense. And then the fact of talking about, these guys got to get money somewhere.
Yep.
You need money for Death Star. You need money for blasters. Who's paying for all this stuff? That was never been done before.
Right.
So the Del Toro character was important for that.
Yeah, and it's the first Star Wars movie that really gave a real social commentary on capitalism and really the cost of war, the literal cost of war.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ship he steals, they sold both to the rebels and to the Empire. That's just how it goes. People, they gotta get money to make these X-Wings.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. So that was important to be in there, but llamas, no.
Yeah, props to Ryan Johnson on really trying to be ambitious with this. He
really
went sweet. He's swinging for the fences.
I kind of like the father years though. I mean, I like those llama things. I mean, I don't know, it's me. I didn't like the way it was set up. Maybe.
I would ride one maybe, but I'd pet it. But the casino part had to go though. It was very Clone Wars, Phantom Menace.
Yeah, Canto Bite. I think if they did it in a different way, maybe shot it a little bit more with practical effects and a little bit more rubber suit creatures and felt something that felt a little bit more grounded, like the Creature Cantina. Maybe it could have worked a little bit better, but it was a little bit of a CGI nightmare in that sequence. Yeah, I agree.
And then right after that scene went into.
We go back to the island, man.
We go back to the island. So
it's some of the best scenes in any Star Wars movie.
That was something else. Yeah. So what's the favorite parts of the island scenes? I guess would be. What do you think?
Oh man, there was a lot. There was a lot to take in. I liked all the inhabitants. Don't sleep on porgs. I don't even know what the caretakers are called, but I actually liked them a lot.
Yeah.
It brought some.
They were the best comic relief.
Yeah. A little bit of comic relief there. That island is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
First off, and it makes total sense that Luke would be stranded or isolated on this place.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the green milk. I didn't mind the fishing.
They showed his daily routine.
Yeah.
They showed his daily routine.
And then people getting offended about this blue-green milk, whatever. I mean, he grew up with that stuff. I mean, what was the thing he was drinking with Aunt Peru? Weird colored milk. He likes it. It's his problem.
It's his what else are you going to do on an island?
He had the best face taking that first sip of that milk, looking at her going, what?
Yeah.
What you know about this milk? Yeah. What you know about this milk?
No.
And those caretaker guys, they were the most Jim Henson looking things seen in a while.
It was great.
Yep.
That there had to be some type of.
It was a throwback almost to Jawas and like the original. It was great.
It was like Dark Crystal kind of sort of.
Yep.
So that was great. I mean the porgs. I mean that's clearly marketing.
Yeah.
Clearly for the kids. They added.
It worked.
It worked. Chewbacca, the scene with Chewbacca was gonna eat. I know you mentioned something was like people were gonna be like so offended that they thought this was.
Oh yeah, they thought it was a commentary on vegetarianism because he's gonna eat the porg, right? And then Porg's looking at him like, no, don't eat my cousin.
Oh my God.
And
This is
people,
the
but people are,
2017.
this is what it is. People are looking for anything to nitpick.
Yeah.
And say, okay, Star Wars is taking a stance on this and stance on this when it's just purely a cinematic moment.
Yeah.
Everything's PC nowadays. Everybody's got to be, offended.
Side note, I actually don't think that all of this negativity is entirely unforeseen. Like, I kind of feel that Disney knows what they're doing with this, and I like the fact that people are arguing and going back and rewatching it and having these conversations because it just elongates the life of this movie to me.
Right.
I mean, so I don't know. I can't front of that. I actually like that.
Well, controversy always will create cash.
Yep.
And you get people talking about it. That's going to create curiosity. People are going to go and find out what's all the hype.
Yep.
So second week, third week, fourth week is probably going to be strong numbers. I don't see because people are just all wondering what's going on with this weird movie that's 56 rating and 93 by the critics.
Yep.
So there's going to be that. So I think they'll be okay. I think Disney will be all right. But then after the island scene,
So we'll go back to the ship. We introduce, we have the battle that the controversial Leia in space.
oh yeah, we gotta get the flying Leia.
Yeah.
We gotta get the flying Leia.
Because before we get to Vice Admiral Holdo, we have to
Yes.
get to the Leia sequence.
We gotta get to that.
The
So
Leia sequence.
Okay,
Did you guys
first-
like it?
I was shocked by it. What were you thought?
I was surprised.
First initial right.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, oh, that's how they end it. I mean,
That's
she
what I
has
thought.
to die sometime or get faded out of the story somehow. I didn't like the way that it was presented necessarily, but I understand why she would use the Force, and I like that she used the Force. I just felt like maybe the presentation could have been a little less hokey.
We showed how powerful she is. She can actually use
Finally
the Force
saw, yes.
and pull herself out of space.
Yeah.
And I agree, it wasn't maybe shot the best way, it wasn't treated the best way from a cinema perspective, but the concept of it is awesome because we finally get to see how powerful she is. They never explore how powerful Leia's force is.
Exactly. All right. I was more bummed that Admiral Akbar died. Let's not forget Admiral Akbar's dead.
Rest in peace,
I mean,
Admiral.
I was sad when
It's a wrap.
I was like, I was taken aback when they were like, all the leaders are done. Admiral Akbar, and I'm like, oh wait, that's right. I was bummed more so than the flying Leia.
At least they addressed his death.
They at least addressed his death.
Thank
Thank
you
goodness.
for at least doing that,
Oh,
right?
Thank goodness.
We didn't get a Han Solo funeral,
Yes.
but you know what I mean?
That is correct.
That's
Come
true.
on, man.
Yes.
Um,
So there was a lot of those things that from Force Awakens that we did not get explanation to, and that was a big one.
Right.
Why was there no funeral
right.
for Han Solo? Why was there no more remorsing and just
Yeah.
a point of sadness for that? You know.
I feel like that's a misstep on their part for the fans, especially me, where Han Solo was my favorite character of the whole series, and
Right.
I know they're trying to sell Poe Dameron as kind of you know what I call him, Diet Han Solo. He's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
They're grooming him to be the new one.
Yeah, he's you know that his entire character arc in this film with his conflict with Holdo
Right.
and Leia, and he has to learn from his mistake.
Right.
He has to learn that he can't be as reckless with his decisions. He can't be the Tom Cruise Maverick.
Right.
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 Like that's his character arc, but I still also feel he's another slightly underdeveloped character.
I mean,
right?
clearly
We
he's
can
going to be
agree
the.
on that, right?
That's, oh yeah. I mean, clearly he's going to be the general.
Right.
He's going to be General Dameron in Episode 9 because there's nobody left once again. But they're grooming him, and he's dressing like Han Solo for God's sake.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
in one scene, he had the gun holstered down. He had the whole little vest going on. He's ready to go Cloud City at this point. So, I mean, it was very odd. It was.
And what do you guys think of Laura Dern as Vice Admiral Holdo?
I actually liked her.
Yeah.
I liked her. I've always liked Laura Dern. Period. I was reading about some of the reshoots that they did to kind of soften her character, because apparently when they first filmed her, she was a little bit more condescending and not likable. So yeah, I mean, I like her. I thought she fit well. I didn't understand, obviously, one of the plot holes that I felt, right, and people were pointing out online was why didn't she just tell Poe what the whole plan was to begin with, right? I mean,
yeah. What was the whole?
like why suffer through his mutiny? If she had a plan. But anyhow.
Yeah, that's a question that definitely asked myself as well, and people online have been, kind of, going off about that. But, I think she was like, I'm the leader. I don't need to be questioned. You know what I mean? And if this is where his stance is gonna be, I'm not, this is where he's gonna be.
True.
I mean, she really looked at it. I'm the leader. Why do I need to explain anything? This is you gotta go with me or not, ride with me or not.
Right.
And I think that was kind of within her character from what I've been reading online, because I had no idea that within the Star Wars novels that have been coming out in previous years, they talk about Holdo and Leia's relationship. They were childhood friends. They've been friends for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
So they know each other, and only the people, the super Star Wars nerds that have read all the novels within that canon, they know her.
Right.
They know who she is, and then like you said, she did come off, I heard in the original cut, as really hard, and they didn't want her to do. They wanted to have her an honorable side to her.
Was it just me, or like with that first scene where Poe was talking to her and like she's really close to him, like they were like she's like borderline flirting with him or something? Did it look like that? The way she was smiling at him and like flyboy and so.
I like Laura Dern. Yeah, I thought she's miscast myself.
She looked like it was like flirting scenes going on there. And it was just weird. Like, I think we're gonna make out. We're gonna make out later. You're gonna go make out on the deck when nobody's around. But yeah.
I think it was Laura Dern not reading the tone of the scene right, in my opinion.
Not smiling from Laura Dern, yeah.
That's how she came across at Ian Malcolm too, Jurassic Park, right? Kind of.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I think that's just her as an actress.
Yeah.
But she has the best on-screen death of in any Star Wars show.
Oh yeah, dude, that was
amazing.
Yeah,
ripped up into applause. The whole theater ripped up into applause. Everyone gasped. It was amazing. The way and the sound design of that whole scene. Sound drops out.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible sequence.
Incredible scene. Yeah.
Yep.
Light speed for the win.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. We've never had a Star Wars film with anything like this.
Yes.
And I used to play with the Star Wars toys and be like, what would it be like to light speed into one another? You know what I mean? And to see it was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
After this is the 9th movie total of Star Wars?
Yeah.
After 9 movies, to still be surprised and to be, think of it like that. I mean, we've sat through hours and hours of these things, and we're most surprised by the latest one.
Right.
So they're still finding new stuff. So,
and for all you guys out there that are questioning tracking through light speed,
they
brought this up in Rogue One.
Yes. We talk about, if you remember in Rogue One, Grant, if at the end where they're trying to get the plans out and they're using the robot hands and they're climbing on the thing, she's searching and she's mouthing off a lot of things she's saying. No, not that one, not that one. One of them was light speed tracking. She says it in there. So Rian Johnson pulled that one out of his wherever. And he remembers that.
So enough with this questioning about this tracking light speed. You've never seen this before. Yeah, you've never seen it before. We want a new movie.
Exactly. What are we gonna be doing? I mean, so there is a explanation to that. In anybody wondering, especially another one with the Jedi texts.
Right.
They're still there. They're in the shelf. They're in the drawer in the Falcon. So anybody?
Yeah, that was a Yoda swerve. That was a Yoda
swerve, right? So therefore, they're still there. They can read them if they want. Page turners, they are.
Yeah.
So from there, well, I want to bring this up and see what you guys think of this one. As far as the Force Awakens connecting plot here. Now, the whole purpose of Force Awakens was the map to Skywalker. Finding the map to Skywalker. Let's find the missing piece to Skywalker. Who made this map? Clearly, Luke did not want to be found. Luke wanted to die. So, why was there a map of Skywalker? Who created the map of Skywalker? That was never addressed when Rey came to the island. He kept asking, "Why are you here?" He didn't like, "Hey, how'd you find me?" He never questioned that. So I thought he
did ask her, "How did you find me?"
He kept saying, I kept remember saying, "Why? Why are you here? Why are you here?" It wasn't. He didn't like, "How did you find my map?" Or like, "You found the missing piece of my map." Like, so who made the map to Skywalker? We don't. I think there's a big plot hole.
Yeah, that's a plot hole.
That we have no idea that will not is. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be explained in it. I doubt it'll be explained in episode 9, but. It would be to have some closure to that.
Did R2 have a piece of that?
Well, R2 magically awoke when they put the piece, the final piece.
Mode.
He was on sleep mode. BB-8 found they finally brought the missing piece. They connected the whole thing. R2 woke up and shot the map out with the piece. So what was that all about? Who made that?
That was obviously J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
And then Rian Johnson